In this video, we're going to talk about 10 things you can learn from your customers. Coming right up. Hi, this is John Lee. If this is the first time you come across me and you'd love to learn more about growing businesses and creating more good customer services, then click the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on all the new content. So the first thing that you want to do when it comes to creating and learning more from your customers is customers value good service over fast service. And what do I mean by this? So again, I'm still learning how to do this. I'm still learning because when a business grows, you get more and more people coming in. So you got to learn more from your customers. So one of the things I always recommend is focus on that good service rather than that fast service. Sometimes we do things fast, and I'm guilty of this because I'm an entrepreneur and I just want to get things out and put things out there, but it's not always the best. You want to provide people with that experience. So if you look at Disney, so Disney are really, really good at this. Like when you go there, you get this amazing experience. So what you want to do when you go home, you start telling people about this experience. So make sure instead of focusing on a fast service, you're focusing on a good service. The second thing I learned from customers is to make sure that you can also personalize things for them. So the more you personalize things for them, so for example, sometimes if I'm working with some of my my high-end clients, I would say, hey, I'd film a video for them. I'll say, hey Jack, it's John Lee here, hope you're well. Listen, it's a Tuesday and a Friday, Saturday, and I hope you're having a good weekend. I just wanted to shoot this video for you. And they go, wow, John actually sat down and personally filmed a video for me, right? So if you personalize your services for people, they'll actually pay more for it. I actually have people that come to me and say, John, okay, that's a standard ticket. Do you have a VIP ticket? I say, what do you mean? Well, say, I don't just want to come to this, because we run a lot of events. I don't just want to come to the event. I'd love to pick your brains on things. Could I have some one-on-one time with you? So you can actually, have different tiers of what you offer. And that's one thing I found by working with customers is they don't just want one thing, they want tailored things as well. The third thing you can do, which I think is really important, this is something I learned from my customers, is to try and remember people's names. Now, you don't remember everybody's names. I have a good friend of mine, his name is Jim Quick. So if you want to learn how to remember stuff, make sure you speak to Jim. He's like a master when it comes to memory. But I can tell you that for me, I need to have sometimes software to help me remember people's names as well. So one of the ways you want to do this is use a CRM system, which will help you remember or jog that person's memory. So you want to do both. You want to learn some techniques to do that. And then you also want to learn some ways where systems can actually automate that process, but still also give you that personalization for them as well. The fourth thing is send a surprise out to your audience. Maybe one day, I don't know, if you're an author, send a copy of your book, a signed copy of it. Maybe you want to just create a video for them. Say, hey, look, listen, I know you're in lockdown right now, or you've gone through this whole crisis, and I just want to film this video to make sure that you're okay, and to really reach out to me if you have any questions or problems. So when you tailor this stuff, and people have taken their time to go out and do this for the client. So maybe, I don't know, you want to send them a t-shirt, or you want to send them something through the post. So for example, Lamborghini, I've been a customer with them for many years, and also Ferrari as well. And quite often they'll send me an invitation to fly me out to Italy to go to their factories and test drive their new cars. So that's a pleasant surprise, and you start talking about that. So that's some of the things that you could do, and it just really helps. And also Lamborghini also send me, from time to time, they'll send me this magazine. It's a beautiful glossy magazine. And I thought, wow, it looks really nice. So it's a pleasant surprise. Okay, the fifth thing is, goodwill with the customers doesn't have to be bought with high expenses. So let's say, for example, you want to impress one of your clients or your customers. You don't have to go out and spend a whole load of money. You can do small gestures, like even just a simple phone call, right? Or for example, in some of my students who are graduates of my bootcamp, sometimes I'll say, hey, by the way, I just got off the phone with Facebook and Instagram or Google, and they taught me this thing's happened in the industry. I just wanted to create a video just to update you on what's happening. And that's a simple goodwill gesture to make sure that, because a lot of people that come on my bootcamp, they're all learning how to market on social media and Facebook. And if you do one thing wrong, you can actually lose your account. So if you just giving them an update, little gestures like that, mean a lot to your customers. Okay, the sixth thing, and this is something you can learn from your customers, is to make sure that you have a loyalty program. Now, the loyalty program, that your customers will stay with you if you help them get started. So sometimes people, and I experienced this in my software, like, you know, my software company, when we first started, we just said, okay, here's the software, go and use it. And what we found is a lot of people were signing up, but then they were canceling because they just didn't know how to use it. So then we created a support system for that actually helped them get started. So then we created, you know, like a community. Then we had our coaches go in and do these 10-minute Q&As. Then we had these weekly coaching sessions. And so that really helped people get implemented into getting started. And when you help people get started, they remember that. The seventh thing that you can learn from your customers is to make sure that you have some kind of brand stories. Like give examples of people who've used your products and services and really gotten the results that they want. So people always love that. So one of the things I highly recommend you do is you want to take your best fans, and you may want to interview them. So you might want to start your own podcast and say, hey, look, you know, you're a member or you're a graduate of, for example, I would say, hey, you're a graduate of, you know, my social media business bootcamp, and you know, now you have over, you know, 100,000 followers, and now your business has gone from this to this. I'm curious, I want to ask you a few questions on what you did, how you did it, you know, some of the things that you learned from this, and what advice you'd give to other people. So now what starts to happen is you're now, you know, you're shining the superstar light on them, but it's also at the same time building your brand, and also because people may be able to connect with you or not, but they can certainly connect with the other people who are the customers within your products and services. So the 8 things that you can learn from your customers is actually, sometimes you go, okay, well, like, I've got this idea, but I'm struggling to really get it out there. So the best way to innovate, and you must innovate, because if you're not growing, you're automatically dying, right? So you must innovate, and the best way to do that is to ask your customers what they want. So for example, my software platform, when we first launched it, it didn't have all the features that it has right now. And people would say, hey John, you know, what would be great if we could have a feature like this? Or John, what would be great is, like, right now we're uploading our videos, we can't actually drag and drop them. Or John, what would be great is the feature that you have in the courses section in Memby, could we also have this section in there? And so what happens is they tell you what they want. Remember, give people what they want and you sell them what they need. But what they want is the features. So all of our features that you see within Memby.com, a lot of those features have come from our users who used it, that gave us the innovation. So by the way, if you are a part of Memby or the Digital Entrepreneur program, thank you so much for supporting the software, and thank you so much for all the great feedback. So number 9 with the things that you can learn from your customers is to make sure that we are, instead of using money to solve problems, we also want to use time for our audience to solve problems for our customers. So for example, like, we have coaches that go into our community, and every other day or every day almost, they're actually giving 10 minutes of their time to answer any questions. And this is great because it keeps the community going. They start answering lots of questions, and what starts to happen is they start to get a lot more feedback on all the things that they're doing. And so there you're providing that time, and it's almost like you can be lazy and go out and buy an expensive gift for your partner, or you could make something which is not as expensive, which is probably free, but they'll value that more because it's taking your time. You've actually put time and effort, and that shows a lot more. And the last one, which is really important, and if you got to, this is one thing I learned from my customers. And by the way, if you've loved this content so far, do me a favor, hit the like button, because it helps YouTube to show you more of my videos, and also helps show it to other people as well. And if you've loved the content so far, then hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on all the new content I create on growing businesses and growing profitable businesses. Okay, so the last one, number 10, is to make sure that when you're focused your customers on money, they become more self-centered. So instead of focusing on the money, you want to focus on the impact. Do you want to make impact, or do you want to make money? You've probably heard me talk about this, especially if you've been on one of my live trainings, that money is just a means to an end, but impact is everlasting. Impact is legacy. So if you want to create wealth or money or impact, guess what? We can do both at the same time. We can actually create both of these and start pushing out there, so we start making a big impact. Because if your customers, and this is what comes down to culture, when you have culture within your business, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. I think that quote was from Simon Sinek. You know, like, why people buy is because they buy into you and your brand. And so this is why you should never really make it about money, because it makes them too self-centered. Make it about the mission, about what you're trying to do, and the people that love your mission, they'll come into doing that. So I really hope that you found this useful. So which one of these 10 did you like the most? Leave a comment below. And if you have any questions whatsoever, and you'd love to ask me any question, leave a comment below, and I'll personally come in and give you a quick answer to those questions. notifications. Other than that, again, if you love this content, copy this link and send it to people on WhatsApp, post it on Facebook, and also do me a favor and hit the like button so YouTube will show you more of my videos. That's how the algorithm works. Hit the subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you don't miss out on other brand new content, and I'll put some videos here and here. I'll put a subscribe button over here. And this is John Levy, author of Business Hack. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.